Hi. I don't know if I'm supposed to be looking here because I like to see myself, but I don't think I'm supposed to be looking here. I think I'm supposed to be looking here because then it looks like I'm looking at you. Let me not move so I shake this camera. Hey guys, how are you? This is my first YouTube video. I'm so excited. I hate saying how excited I am when I make a video because it sounds cheesy, but I'm really excited. And sorry if I'm kind of whispering a little bit, but I'm on the third floor of my condo and I don't know if my neighbors are outside, so I'm not trying to like be so loud, but I'm trying to be loud enough so you can hear me. So hopefully this comes off great. I'll buy a microphone next time. So I'm Courtney. I'm CEO and founder of INSIDEout. I am a birth chart analyst and a life consultant and coach. And I coach specifically in spiritual matters, and I consult specifically with the analyzing your birth chart. Now, a lot of people don't know what their birth chart is, and I'll get in more detail as the videos go, but essentially a birth chart is a snapshot of the sky the moment that you were born. The principles found in the Bible and the science behind astrology are meant to work together. To know who you are, which is knowing what your birth chart says, because I'm telling you, all the people that have given me the privilege to study their birth chart compared to what I've studied about my own self, the answers to all of your problems are within that birth chart. And the solutions to how to maneuver who you are in the scripture. So when you understand that who you are is a part of how you were made, and then the instructions on how to operate how you were made are in the scripture, I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. You have the opportunity to look at the instructions, to understand God for who He is by understanding who you are and working together with Him to create your whole world, no matter who you are. So I'm going to keep drilling this over and over and over and over. I can't apologize for how redundant it sounds. I don't care. This understanding is for everyone. And I just can't help but think that if this teaching was afforded to us once we were born, the problems that all of us encounter would not be at all problems, because there are solutions to all of them if you choose to believe. So, funny story. Well, as I'm like cleaning and then tearing apart my closet looking for this thing and then cleaning it back up, I found like all these books. And among these books was this devotional, Growing with Jesus. And I was like, God, that's not what I was looking for. That's actually quite opposite of what I was looking for. I didn't hear anything from him, and I was like, okay, well, I've been thinking about making these videos, so let me just crack this open and see. And let me tell you that when I read the first devotional, I was like, okay, I'm going to share this. So this first devotional is courtesy of me stumbling upon this book while I was looking for something else. So it might seem kind of weird that I'm reading out of a kid's book, but I came across this study that said that from the ages of 1 to 7, like your brain is pretty much Play-Doh. So everything that you learn within those first 7 years serves as your foundation for the rest of your life. Retraining your mind as if we were kids is a good way to go and a good way to start. So I'm just going to read this. Just bear with me. See what you think. So this devotional is called Your God's Special Project. Pretty cool. Have you ever made something you really liked? A drawing, an invention, or a special project? You probably kept it in a place where everyone could see it and where it could be safe. Can you remember how pleased you felt? Guess what? God feels the same way about you, only a zillion times stronger. He knows that no two of His children are alike. God is happy with you. God not only loves you, He actually likes you. God is proud of you and wants to present you to the whole world. Now, I think that's really cool because everyone wants to know that they're special. And like so many people can say, yeah, I love you, but how many of us can actually think of people that we actually like, especially the creator of this world, when we're told so many times, oh, you hear people from all walks of life say, I'm not going to church. As soon as I step across the threshold, the church is going to burn down. Haha, it's funny. Oh, what's in my hair? And that's actually like that's so far from the truth. I think it was a gray. Ooh. And so far from the truth. God made you just as you are. He handcrafted you. And he thinks you're really cool, and he likes you, and he finds you quite special. And I'm talking to everyone, no matter what walk of life you come from, no matter what you're into, no matter what your sexual preference is, no matter what you've done, no matter what it is that you may do. God actually really likes you. And once we can understand that and believe that, then the rest is kind of cream cheese. The exercise for today's devotional is look in your mirror and say, hello, child of the King. Say it 5 times and believe it, because you are a child of the King. So for many people who believe in affirmations, and for those of you who are skeptical about affirmations and you've seen them kind of littered around social media, affirmations work. When you say something and you repeat it, then what you're doing is training your mind to think about what you're saying, to run off of the words that you are saying. We were made in the image of God. God created this entire world, and within his creation, he created man and woman, created people. And when he created us, he said that we were good. And so because he created us in his image and he spoke the worlds into existence, that therefore means we speak our world into existence. What you say is creating your world every day, every moment, every second. It's getting cold out here. My nose is running. And if you are saying things that aren't giving you the life that you want, you have to change what you're saying, which means you have to change what you're thinking. So you have to think on those things that are going to produce what it is that you want to have and how it is that you want to live. With telling yourself that you are a child of a king is a very good place to start creating a world that has endless possibilities. So whether you believe in God, or you did believe in God and you don't, or you never did, maybe you found this video and you're kind of down on your luck and you're a little hopeless, or you're feeling some kind of way. Try this out and see how this works. Like I said, I grew up in church. I was raised apostolic since I was 2. But don't think for 1 second that I'm on here saying this because I'm like holier than thou or nothing. I'm here just so that everyone knows, no matter who you are, you have access to a God that's eternal. And he does not care who you are. Matter of fact, he knows who you are. And he's just saying, listen, retrain your brain. Get to know me again. Get to know yourself again. And we can undo everything that's been done. And we can redo and create exactly what you want. I'm rocking with you. So, yeah. So, I'm here, and I have big plans. And I'm just going to run with it. And I'm just going to do it. And I'm just going to say what's on my heart. And I just want to say here and now on my first video, let me put my glasses on when I say this so y'all know I'm serious. I am in no way, shape, or form mean to offend anyone. I am here speaking from my heart, hoping to be a light to anyone who wants to embrace me through this kind of uncertain period of time that we're all facing. No one really knows what to expect, but I can tell you from my own personal experience over the last 19 years, when my whole world was turned upside down, that undoing a mindset of lack and retraining my brain to one that is full of life and vitality, no matter what tries to come at me, I have created my own world, and I know it's not by coincidence, and I know it's not by luck. I know it's intentional. And I'm just here to remind everyone that you are a child of a king, and that you can take your own life into your own hands, and that you can have whatever you want, no matter what. So go on and hit that like and subscribe button. because your girl got a lot of things that she is going to present to you. We're going to talk a lot about astrology. We're going to talk a lot about birth charts. We're going to talk a lot about philosophies, and I'm going to have some of my friends over here interviewing them. I don't know. It's just going to be great. So I'm not going to continue to ramble. I think I lost my remote control. No, I found it. And I just want to thank you for taking the time to like my video and for listening to me. And I hope that you're patient with me as this whole thing develops. And I like you. And I hope you like me too. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, whatever that is. I'm on YouTube, so subscribe button. And I'll see you next time. Adios.